Welcome to my first Techo Kaigo, where I'm going to show you the planners and notebooks that I've been using for 2025. We're going to check in. It's August and there's a lot that is working for me, a lot that is not working, that was not working, and I want to talk about everything that I've tried for 2025, as well as some of my plans for 2026 now that it's planner season and a lot of brands are coming out with their latest releases. I think to start this video, I have to talk about my main planner, which is an A5 vertical full year common planner by Sterling Ink. And this is my first Sterling Ink planner. I'm gonna make a video about my planner and journal journey and how I got to where I am right now. But this is my first ever Sterling Ink. And I remember when I got this planner, I was in awe. It was my first, actually it is my first experience with the Tomoe River paper. And I had not experienced anything like it. And to me, it was the most luxurious experience that I've ever had in my life when it comes to paper, which is funny to think about it. It's just paper, but I'm pretty sure the first time that you put your hands in a notebook that has Tomoe River paper, I'm pretty sure that you felt the same way. Because I came from bulky bullet journal planners, and notebooks, and I had never experienced something like this. And to me, it was the little, how can I say it? The little thing that I needed to get me into journaling and planning all over again. But I'm not going to talk about my journey in this video. I'm just going to talk about what I've been using for 2025, what's working and what's not working. So I bought the A5 vertical full year common planner because to me, since I was getting back into planning and journaling, I didn't want to get the daily planner because I wasn't sure if I was gonna use the daily entries, which this is a foreshadow to what's coming next a little bit later down the video, and it's all about the daily entries. But I got the common planner because, like I mentioned before, I came from the bullet journal, but in 2024, I also tried B6 Stylogy, and I hated it. Maybe I can talk about why I hated it so much, but I have it's not even love and hate relationship. I really don't like Stylogy, and it's so sad because it puts such a bitter taste in my mouth when it comes to a B6 size, because I am traumatized for life. I cannot, someday I'll talk about it. But I got this common planner and I got it in tweed, and I just love this color. I don't think words can explain how much I love this color, but it's not a color that I'm gonna be getting for 2026, and I'll explain that as well. So when I got this planner, I really loved it. I decorated it entirely. I put pockets on the front here, as well as stickers and pockets on the back here. I made some vellum pockets with the Coffee Monsters Co. vellums, and here at the front as well. And at the same time that I found the Sterling Ink, I also found the Coffee Monsters Co. And as you can see, I just fell head in first, and I just love it. They're so cute. The stickers are so functional yet so adorable, and all I've been using is the Coffee Monsters Co. stickers. So I am a die-hard fan for sure. but I put some pockets here at the back because I really wanted some stickers to be always with my planners, and I didn't want to have to just scramble to try to find the stickers. So I have the best daily stickers I've ever found in my life, which is from 1521 Studio. I bought them on Etsy, and they're this washi tape sticker with exactly what I wanted. It's just the day of the week, the day of the month, and then the month. And it's just perfect. You see how I'm using those stickers in a little bit, but it's just a perfect sticker. Here I have some functional stickers that I use for my vertical and monthly planning, all from the Coffee Monsters Co. And I'll show you how I use them in my vertical as well. Back here I have a couple of tiny icons that I don't use that much, but I left it here so I don't need to just try to find them whenever I want to. At the back here, this is so funny. This is an entry from November 1st, 2024. Like I mentioned, I was so scared to use this planner because it was my first grown-up planner that I've ever bought, and also the Tomo River paper was such a luxurious experience that I was so scared to actually use the planner. So I made an entry here just talking about be yourself, don't be scared, and it kind of ended up being a letter to myself, which whenever I read this, and I read that throughout 2024, it's so interesting to see where I was and the state of mind and where I was mentally in my life. So it's really amazing to do this. I think this is something that I'm gonna be doing for 2026 too. Here I have some pen tests. I just test. I have absolutely no logic or structure to this. I just test the pens that I buy, the new inks that I buy, and I just have this here. For my page tabs, I don't like tabs, but recently, and this is literally like from a week or two ago, I decided that I needed some tabs for my daily morning pages, my weekly, my monthly, and my quarterly pages. So what I did, I literally just put these cute little paper clips. They're so tiny, they're rose gold, and I got them from Amazon, and I just marked the page here. And I'm a Gemini, and I know that I'm gonna get tired of them, so I didn't want anything too permanent, so I just have those little mini clips to take me to the page that I need for in my planner. So the first page, which is essentially the year at a glance, I'm just using it to mark my period. So I just put a little blood tiny icon from the Coffee Monsters Co. the day that I get my period, so I can just have like a general overview of the days that I get my period, because I didn't know what else to do with this calendar. Those two initial pages, I didn't do anything with it, and honestly, I don't think I'm gonna do anything with them. Here I have the goal breakdown. I don't use it. I just did it, and I don't use it really. I never look back at it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this for 2026, but I just don't think this is something that I'll be repeating the way that I did for 2025. And here is, I hate this page. I know it's sad to say that, but I just hate it. I'm not gonna talk about what I'm tracking here, but I'm gonna do something way better in 2026. I really don't like what I did here, and I'm kind of like, since it's bad, I'm just gonna keep using it the way that I am, but it's just really bad. I hate this page. Here it's just, I tried essentially putting some sort of financial planning, some financial budgeting, but as you can see, so I was putting essentially my subscriptions and my kind of like what I got and what I spent, but I just didn't like it as well. And then in August, I just put a little list of things that I needed to buy and to do this month. I also didn't like it. I'm sure that I can use this some way else in 2026, but I don't think I'm not using it the way that I wanted in 2026. So here we have the December calendar. Because I came from the Stalogy, I really wanted to use the calendar as soon as I got a planner. So of course that I didn't have a planner for 2024 that I needed to use December on that planner. So I just put my December calendar here, and I really liked the way that this turned out. I think it looks really cute, and I was like I mentioned, I found the Coffee Monsters Co. and I was just head over heels with the little washi tapes and the little stickers, and I really liked essentially just putting what we did, any appointments, any highlights, anything like that in my December calendar when I got the planner, and I kept on doing that for the rest of the year. However, you will see that I started to fade out a little bit, let's put it that way. I didn't use this planner for a very long time, and not because of the planner itself, but because as you can see here in April, I was just tracking my weight and a couple of holidays, but I didn't use this planner for a good 3 months. And not because of the planner itself, but just because I was not in a very good state of mind. I wasn't doing much or at all for myself. And as you can see, April was very empty. May is very empty. It's my birthday month. So I put some cute washi. And I don't know what happened here, but I just got so many ink stains on my page that kind of just threw me off. So I didn't want to continue using the calendar for May. And then in June, I kind of picked this planner back up and started using it again, as you can see. So if we go back, March starts to be a little bit empty. Then we have April. April is dead, essentially. We have May, and then June, I picked this planner back up again. Then we have July, which I really love this, the way that this calendar turned out. And here is how August is turning out to be. And I really love this. I think it looks really, I love when it looks full and full of little stickers and washi. I think it looks really nice, and I hope that I can keep doing that. And here we have September. I got the little cousin habit tracker. It's not a habit tracker, but I'm gonna use it for a habit tracker. But it's a little tiny calendar that we can use. And as far as I know, every single cousin kit and sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. actually fits perfectly on the sterling ink. This is a sad entry because I thought that I was gonna be off for Labor Day, but I'm not. So I had to just white everything out. And I pre-decorated a couple of months. Here I decorated November a lot already because there are a couple of big things happening in November. December as well. I'm gonna be going back to Brazil to spend 2 months with my family. I'm from Brazil, if you don't know, but I live in South Carolina here in the US. I've been living in the US for almost 10 years now. And there you go. So here we start with our weeklies. So the way that I started the weeklies was essentially just putting a lot of tiny icons and making it very minimal. I didn't want to, I played around with different stickers. I didn't like them. I really hated them. But I really liked putting the stickers and making it very simple and minimalistic when I got this planner in January. But then you'll see that I completely changed the way that I do my weeklies. But you'll also see that I kind of thought that weeklies were not for me because they start getting very empty. And I just put more deco than anything else, and it was just all over the place, you know, with like the Coffee Monsters Co. stickers with some simple, what is it called? Simply Gilded. Plus, it's all over the place and I didn't like it. I just didn't use it. And then I tried just putting a couple of stickers here and there because I work in tech. I'm a product owner. It's kind of hard to explain for those who don't know what a product owner is, but think about a product manager, give or take. I'm a product owner in a software company, and a lot of everything is digital, everything is on Google Calendar, and things can change at any given moment. So I kind of just put meetings because my day this day was really filled with meetings, but I knew that they could be canceled. So I just put meetings, and I didn't want to just put each individual meeting on the weekly, but you'll see that that changes as well. This is Valentine's Day week. And then I think this is where I started not wanting to use my planner anymore. I was just not feeling it. Things were just not very, I don't know what happened. If I go back and try to explain to you what happened, I wouldn't know what happened. Here is my husband and I, we celebrated our 9-year wedding anniversary in New York. There was also a concert that we attended, Disturbed and 3 Days Grace. And I just put a huge sticker because I wasn't using it, so. And we get a lot of empty pages. And I'm not, looking back, I was so scared and afraid of just having empty pages in my planner, but then I realized that empty pages, they tell a story. They tell a story of your mental health at the moment, your life at that moment. And I decorated my birthday week, but I didn't do anything with it. I was just really not, I thought that the vertical, the weekly was not something that I was ever gonna use. So until I think July, we went to the beach this week, and I just put like 2 random stickers here from like a beach themed sticker sheet that I had. But I don't know what's gotten into me, but in August, things just took a wild turn, and for the better. So as you can tell, right, so for weeks and weeks on end, I didn't touch my planner. And then I just decided to get back to it full force. And what I'm doing here, I'm putting a mix of meetings and to-dos mixed into one. So I put a lot of stickers, I put a lot of different meetings, a lot of different to-dos, and I decorate the hell out of this weekly, and I'm loving it. So everything has a sticker, everything has a to-do, and what I noticed, as you can tell here, so I have this meeting that was moved to a different day, and the only thing I did is that I crossed it and I wrote moved. Or if I don't have space, like here, I didn't have space to write that I moved it, so I just put a little arrow indicating that I couldn't do it that day, and then I had to do it some other day. So as you can tell here, I have this to do, this task over here, and you can see that they are repeated here, not with the same wording, but I know that they are the same. So I just repeated them, and I'm okay with that. And that's how my weeklies got to such a good place, is because I literally don't care, as you can tell over here, if a meeting is moved or canceled, because I can just, like over here as well, it was canceled. I don't care. So I just learned how to be okay with change, and to how to be okay if things are not perfect. Because if you, for instance, I have, let me see here, I have here Netflix and chill from 9 to 11, but it's actually from 7 to 9. I don't care if the bottom part of my weekly is not the perfect time, as long as it has something that I did that day or something that I have to do, or just chill time. And I've been loving, I love going back to these weeklies. I think they look so cute. And this is where we are right now. This is the current week. And essentially that's what I've been doing. So some weeks I write more, some weeks I write less, but it also depends on how my week is going at work. And I mix personal and work because I think work is a part of my life. And if I didn't put anything work related, I honestly wouldn't have anything to put in my vertical, in my weekly, because I live a pretty boring life. I don't have anything exciting going on in my life. So I don't have kids, I don't have a lot of activities, so there's not much going on here. And I pre-decorated a couple of weeklies, I think until next week. And then we move to the daily pages. So I got the common planner. So the common planner has notes, but it doesn't have a date to it. And the one thing, if I get back my Stylogy or my bullet journal, the one thing that I hated it was to date my entries. I don't know, it's such a small little thing to do, date my entries. I just didn't like doing it. That's why I got from 1521 Studio these stickers. They are the perfection. They're perfect. If I remember, I'm gonna put a link down below. Her shop is really cute. It's just fantastic. So I started using this planner on December 30th. I mean, the monthly I was using for the entirety of the December, but for the dailies, I just couldn't wait. So I just started on the 30th, the 31st, and then I put here daily news, which is just me and my daily entries. This is my favorite spread. I don't know what it is about this. I just love this so much. But I also I wasn't journaling every single day. I always journal in the morning, so I call these my morning pages. and I really like them to be full of deco. I don't memory keep in the sense that I don't put a lot of ephemera here. Some days I didn't want to journal. Some days I didn't have anything to say. Some days I have 2-3 pages worth of things to say. But I just love it. This is my moment in the morning to just sit down and for an hour and a half to just talk about what's going on, what's on my mind, what's happening. Sometimes I don't have a lot to say, and I'll make a video about how I journal and how I do my morning pages. As you can see, March is when I stopped picking up my journal. So March was, from March 16th, we jump to April. And then here I was just, I don't know what happened here. I think I was following the book, The Artist's Way. And I didn't like this way of journaling, so I stopped. But from April, let's see here, I know that I stopped for a little bit as well, but I was trying to follow the Artist's Way and I kind of didn't like it. But yeah, so these are the May entries. I love this. This is my birthday entry. And I just love morning pages. I think they are such an amazing thing to do. And here is August. Okay, so if you look at the dates, we have 8th of July and we jumped to August. So a whole month without journaling, but then I've been journaling almost every single day since August. Something has gotten into me that August is just I just went back to planning and journaling, and I'm really liking the way my morning pages are turning out. I feel like I've got my way of journaling. I like the way that I do. Essentially, I put a couple of highlights with my Tombow Fudenosuke because then I know exactly what I've been talking about. So pens and papers, it's planning season, and I just know that I write small, I've been talking about fountain pens and notebooks and planners for almost a whole month, but I just write with my Tombow highlights of what I'm talking about. So fountain pen ink, planners and notebooks, study, the only way is to trust God. So peaceful me time, balance, bad hormones. So I highlight because then when I'm flipping through, I remember exactly what I was talking about. So still in planner planning, I need ink samples and content creation, yes or no, fountain pens. And this has been working really well for me. I really like the weeklies and I really like the morning pages, but there is something that was missing, which is my next planner in my Techo Kaigo video. And that is a little A6 notebook, also from Sterling Ink. This is the caramel with the gold edges. And I was missing a little day overview. Essentially how my day went, any to-dos that I have to do for that day. I just missed having that daily entry in the sense that I wanted to talk about how my day went. Because if we go back to my common planner, you see that I essentially just do it as my morning pages, and I don't do it, and I do it in the morning, so I don't go back to it. But I was missing going back to talk about my day and vent and just be very, just a little free notebook. So I got this A6 notebook from Sterling Ink as well, and I decorated it, of course, with the Coffee Monsters Co. stickers. and I decorated on the back as well. I put a little pocket here. This pocket is the perfect pocket. I found this pocket recently. The pocket that I have on my A5, it's just very bulky. It's really bulky. It works, but I don't recommend it. And the Valen one, they kind of just, it's not the best pocket, especially if you put stuff and stickers that you use a lot. So I found these pockets on Amazon, and I'm gonna put the link down below. They're so thin, they're so discreet, you can barely see them, and I'm obsessed. And they fit perfectly the A5 size, and they come in a package with like multiple sizes. It's just fantastic. So for this notebook, it's just a plain grid notebook. I started doing small little daily entries. So it's really simple. I started decorating them how I do with my morning pages, but you will see that I didn't like that. And this is where I talk about my day. It's kind of like throughout the day or at the end of the day, I just talk about how my day went, anything that's on my mind. This smudge here, ugh, I hate it, but okay. And this is something very recent. As a matter of fact, today is the 24th and I started this on the 17th. So literally a week ago. But I just talk about things that I want to do, things that I have to do. So tomorrow Pilates, clean and tidy up, plan for next month, no spend, sewed stickers on Facebook. And this came from, I wasn't gonna show it to you today, but I used to bullet journal. And I used to bullet journal in a way that I kind of miss it, which is kind of like rapid logging, not literally journaling, but just talking about your day, notes, to-dos, and highlights and things like that. So I kind of missed this way of journaling. So I took what I learned from the bullet journal and I brought it to this little A6. And also Helen from the Coffee Monsters Co., she has a little pocket bullet journal that she does the same. And I took inspiration from hers and my own experience with the bullet journal to just create this little journal of joy. And this has been working really, really well with my common planner because here I can journal, have my planning, and then have a little pocket journal. This is an A size, but pocket in the sense that it's compact to just talk about how my day went. And I'm gonna give a little bit of a spoiler, but this made me realize that I'm gonna do something similar but different for 2026. I'm gonna have the same setup with the monthly, weekly, my morning pages, and my daily entries, but it's gonna be in a different structure. And when I get to that, I'll share everything with you. But this combo has been working really well for me. Then I have two Midori notebooks. Actually, I just realized that I didn't know they were two different sizes. How funny is this? I thought they were both pocket. I mean, A6, this is an A6. This is so funny because they stay in different offices. I have this, which is my hobby gaming room office, but I have my work office in the other room, and this is my work Midori, and this one just stays here in this office, and I didn't know they were different sizes. This is so funny. But I have those two Midori notebooks, and this one I use for work to-dos, and it's a little bit different from my main planner. This is just a running list of things that I have to do. and I would just write everything that I have to do at work and then mark with an X when I finished it. And as you can tell, it didn't quite work. I love lists. If you don't know that about me, hello, I love lists. So I really need lists for work, but I don't know. I went back to it, but I just think that I'm doing something else with my weeklies, which kind of have a little bit of those to-dos. But here is more like general to-dos that don't necessarily have a day attached to them. And I put this down and I didn't use it for a very long time, and I'm trying to use it again. We'll see how it works. Not sure if this is something that I'm gonna keep using for 2026, but I have this notebook that I have to do something with it. And then I try to do the same for my personal to-dos and to-buys. So I have a list of to-buys. So things as contact solution, books, face wash, and I'm just putting this as a running list of to-buys and to-dos. And again, it's just to use this notebook because I don't know what else to do with this, but I'm not sure if this is working, and I don't know if this is something that I'm gonna be using for 2026 as well. I just really like the Midori notebooks for lists. I just don't know if this is something that I will be reaching for all the time, but since I have it, I'll probably try to use it. I just don't know if I will. Then we have this 2025 N1, which is the traveler's notebook, the standard size, horizontal, the compact, which doesn't have as many note pages in the back, and it's also a common planner. So let me give you a little bit of a backstory. So I have / used to have a YouTube channel in Portuguese. I started a YouTube channel in 2014 and it had 140,000 subscribers. I was just very upset with it. It wasn't, when you talk about a YouTube channel with 140,000 subscribers, you think of a YouTube channel that is very successful. Well, mine wasn't. It wasn't giving me any reward. I wasn't liking it anymore. It wasn't giving me any money. In a long time, I only had 2 sponsors. So it was overall a very weird experience that to this day I'm trying to understand what's going on. But because of that, I stayed away from the channel for 5 whole years. And in 2025, I decided to get back to it. I decided to get back to my YouTube channel in Portuguese. And I bought a little planner to plan my videos. And little do I have to say that this didn't work out. So for the trackers, I was tracking my YouTube subscriber count. Of course, that throughout those 5 years, I lost a lot of subscribers. I think that I had at the time 140,000 subscribers. I was down to 135, but I was just trying to plan my YouTube videos. So this was something. This has nothing to do with the YouTube video. This was me trying to see if I could use an N1 planner as my main planner, but I just find it too small. But so I was, and it's in Portuguese, so I know that you won't understand it, but I'll explain. So I would plan what I had to do. So post snippet on Instagram, film video, edit video, and here it would be a little overview of what the kind of like the bullet points of the video. And I was doing this for a while, the same thing. Record video, film video, edit it, upload it, and a little overview of that video for that week. I just wow, it didn't even last a month. I just didn't use it. Back here, I was trying to just brainstorm video ideas. By the way, my stomach is rumbling. If you can hear that, I'm so sorry. I'm just very hungry. So yeah, so it didn't work. I didn't last one whole month doing this, and then I never used this again. And then in August, remember how I told you that in August I just went back to my planner altogether? I picked up this planner to just be a brainstorm, a brain dump type of planner. I'm not using the days, I'm just using this as a plain notebook. So I'm not following the week or anything like that. And it's so freeing because the thing about planners, when you get a new notebook, and I'm gonna talk about this in a moment, you're so afraid of using it. And actually, there's a YouTuber called Rachel in Theory. She posted a video that I call it free therapy. It's talking exactly about how you should just use your notebook. Essentially, you shouldn't be afraid. It's just paper. So the fact that I'm using this as my trial and error notebook brain dump, I was trying to see, because Sterling Ink is coming out with a daily planner in the N1 size. So I was trying, okay, what if I try to put my day to-dos on this part of the planner and then a little daily entry on the side. And I was trying this for a little while, and I don't think, and that's why in the beginning here I mentioned that I was trying the month to see if I liked it, because I was giving that a try. So I was like, okay, so if I put what I have to do on my day here, because it would be a daily, right? So it would be the daily entries. It would be the vertical daily. No, actually, no, wait, scrap that, brain fart. So the daily planner does not have the weekly view. So it would be just monthly and then the days predated. So I was gonna use the days as my overview of what I had to do for that day, plus a little kind of like what I'm doing currently with my A5. I was thinking about doing my schedule and then this on the side. I love the N1 size. I just don't think that it's gonna be a good size for me, because I really like, let me get here. I really, really enjoy the weekly. Oh my gosh, where is the weekly? I really enjoy how the weekly is turning out, and this is something that I want to keep doing. So although I really like this size, I think that it's not a good size for me. I know that I'm gonna feel too restricted, especially here on the monthly. Oh, hi, come. This is Dollar, my cat. Say hi to everyone. She is very needy today. Hi, love. I know. Hi. So I knew that I was gonna feel very constricted, that I was gonna feel like I needed something bigger. But this is what prompted me to have this big boy here. I'm gonna go over this whole Moterm, I think it's Moterm, passport setup someday in a different video, but I will give you a little spoiler and just get this video over here. This video, I'm insane today, this notebook over here. So because I was using this N1 as a brain dump, I was trying to plan, my 2026 lineup, and Sterling Ink kept on coming with new releases that just blew my mind. So as you can see, I was just planning and then planning again, and I couldn't stop planning what I was gonna do. I really enjoyed this brain dump system. I really liked it, and I was also watching a lot of videos about a pocket notebook for you to carry with you all the time. So that inspired me to get this little passport notebook from Sterling Ink as well, and the entire Moterm passport system over here that I'm gonna do a whole video about it very soon. But essentially, this is my brain dump notebook, and as you can see, it's literally called brain dump. So this is where I just write the most random things that cross my mind in absolutely no order. There's no logic, there's no structure. It's just whatever comes to my mind, I write it here. And I'm really enjoying it. I started doing this, I think, a week or two ago, maybe a week ago, because remember, I came back to this planning community in August, and it's still August. So a lot of these planners and notebooks are recent additions, but based on what was not working and what was working for 2025, things that I realized that I needed to do. And these are the notebooks. So one thing to note is that I really enjoyed the space that I had in my N1, but I also liked how compact the passport size is and how easy it is for me to just tuck in my Moterm cover and just call it a day and have it always with me if I need to write any brain dump ideas or things to buy, things to do. So I literally it's just a brain dump. I use it whenever I want it for whatever I want. As you can see, I'm still planning my lineup, 2026 lineup. I bought the Esterbrook and the Coffee Monster Skull pen, and I wrote it here that maybe I should have bought the extra fine instead. An idea on what to do with my notebooks. Let me see here. I have something that I had to pay, need to do a no by month ASAP, testing and fountain pen ink. It's just very random notes, and this is something that is really helping me because it's ugly and it's supposed to be ugly. It's not supposed to be pretty. And whenever a thought crosses my mind or whenever I need to write something down for me to do later, I write it here, and this is really working, at least at the moment. So let me just tuck this back into here, and I'll do a whole video about it. But I really love the N1 size. There's something about this that it's perfect for a couple of things, but not for other things. I think this is kind of like a twin flame relationship in which I love it. I absolutely adore this size, but I know that we wouldn't work out. I know that if I try to buy a whole planner N1 size and try to use it the same way that I use my A5, I know that we wouldn't work out. We would have to break up. I am an A5 girly all the way. But all right. So because I love the N1 so much, and I have a lot of books. Here I have some books, but I have a lot of books that you can see here that are about personal development, mindset, law of attraction, manifesting, and a lot of books about product management, product owner, agile, and scrum as well, that I decided to add 2 notebooks to my entire 2025 system. This is gonna go through 2026. It's not gonna be just for 2025, but I bought an N1 in Onyx. from Sterling Ink. As you can see, I just love Sterling Ink. I think their notebooks and planners are the most luxurious experience ever, and I don't think I can go to any other brand, to be honest. But I bought the N1 plain grid notebook in onyx. I didn't decorate it or I didn't do anything to it. There's nothing written here, but this is gonna be my professional notebook. So this is gonna be, think of it kind of like a commonplace notebook, but not really. This is gonna be my study notebook. So all of the books that I read about product, about anything that is career related, I'm gonna write it down here. So I did the same for the personal development, mindset, and law of attraction topics because I wanted to separate one professional, one personal. And the personal, I did the N1 notebook because they're so adorable. I just love this size so much. But I'm gonna show you the N2 because the N1, like I mentioned, there's nothing in it yet. But I bought it in onyx just because I thought that it was a more professional color, something more, you know, as you can, anything that you can find at like Office Depot or something, or like more professional planners like Moleskine or the Leuchtturm or something like that, they're usually black. So I just bought the onyx because I felt like it was very professional. And this is gonna be my career study and some sort of commonplace notebook for my career. And for my personal development, I also didn't decorate it because I wanted those notebooks to be a little bit more grown up because they're probably gonna come with me through my life. And I didn't want it to have stickers or anything too cutesy or anything like that because, you know, our tastes change. I'm 34 years old. I still use stickers, but I know that things can change at any time. So I've been reading the book, The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene, and I'm essentially summarizing each individual law. I started doing this at a different notebook that I hated, but I just wrote it back in this notebook. So I have the first law and the second law, the third law. So I'm just summarizing the laws. This is also a recent addition, but I'm absolutely loving it. And as you can tell, it's gonna be black. There's no color, there's no stickers, there's anything stickery or cutie or decor-like. This is literally just a study notebook, and these are gonna come with me through 2026, maybe 2027, who knows. But I'm just gonna replace those two notebooks when I find, when I actually run over, not run over, what am I running over? I have no idea why I said that. I run out of pages and I need to buy a new notebook because I don't have pages anymore. And I think that this essentially sums up my Techo Kaigo, my 2025, what's working, what's not working, what I'm doing, and a little bit of a spoiler of what's coming for 2026. I know for a fact that I'm gonna do morning pages, daily entries, and my monthly and weekly planner. But now for other notebooks or other things like that, so far I'm still trying to consider. I don't want it to be too all over the place because I know myself. I know that if I have way too many things, I'll just get overwhelmed like a deer in headlights and I won't use my planners and notebooks. So if we think about the system here, I know for a fact that this is gonna be a system. So dailies, weekly, monthly, and morning pages, not necessarily in this setup, in this structure, but in a nutshell, I'll be using this for 2026, but because they've been working way too well for me. And this notebook is just my brain dump. I'll just keep using it so I don't waste money. So this can be just my shitty, oh, I'm sorry, my brain deaf. I try not to say bad words here. This is that running to-do list and to-buy list. I still don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I really don't want to throw it out, but I'll keep you guys posted on what I'm gonna do with those two notebooks. But I know for a fact that the study notebooks, they're just something new that I'm really enjoying. I feel like they feel very grown up. They feel very, I can bring this when I'm in my 40s, my 50s. Oh my gosh, I'm so close to my 40s. I'm 34. It's so crazy to think about it. But they're gonna come with me through my 40s, my 50s, and I want these notebooks to last. My planners and journals, I don't care if I burn them down in like a year or two from now. It's not something that I'm gonna pass down to anyone. I'm not gonna reread it. This is just for me at the moment. So I want them to be separate from my study notebooks. That's why I have a lot of decor, a lot of stickers, because eventually someday in my life, I'll probably just burn them or do something to just dispose of them. But these, I want them to come with me through my life. And that's why I'm doing it in a more grown-up way without stickers or anything like that. And I'm gonna talk about this big boy here in a separate video, but let me know if you wanna know what's in my passport Moterm cover, EDC wallet, call it whatever you want. Let me know in the comments if you wanna see it, because I come from a little card holder to this, and this has been the best thing I've ever done for my EDC/wallet setup, and I'll make a video dedicated just for that. But that's it. Let me know in the comments what is working for you and what type of planners you use, because I'm really curious to know what people like. I'm an A5 girly, but I know that a lot of people like the B6 size, so I'm curious to hear your thoughts and what type of planners you love. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.